Hi everybody! I picked up a few new goodies from Sephora, so I thought I'd sit down and test them out with you today. I went in to pick up my birthday gift, which I will show you, and then, of course, the cart started growing. So here we are. Let's get started. The birthday gift I chose is a little K-Teen mini duo of the Detox shampoo that I love so much and the Repair hair mask that I also love, and they're a pretty good size. Let me show you. So this is the size of them, and I don't use this all the time, like maybe once a week and or once every like third shampoo or so, and this you do not need a lot of at all. And I thought this would be perfect for travel because we are going away this summer for a few weeks, so I'm putting these aside to pack with me. What else do I have here? Oh, as if I needed another concealer, I just I just put up my concealer video and then this popped up and I thought, why don't I try it? It's the It Cosmetics Do It All concealer. I also picked up one of the new shades in the Haus Labs Glassy Lip and Cheek Balms. It's more of a bronzer type of shade, so we'll get into that. I also picked up two shades in the NARS Eyeshadow Sticks. I can't wait to try these. Oh, and Ilia has, I've never tried their mascara, but they have a brown shade. So I love me a brown mascara. I can't wait to try this one either. I can't wait to try all of these, obviously. And I finally got my hands on the Merit lip liners, which I've been dying to try, but they've been sold out. So I don't have a new foundation, but I have this GUERLAIN Terracotta Le Tint Glow in 2N that I picked up at the Sephora sale. And the color is way off for me. It's a little bit too warm for me. However, I thought, you know what? Let me give it another shot. So I've worn it a couple of times and I can make it work. Although, you know, at first it really throws me off. Once all is said and done, it doesn't look that bad. Could I benefit from a shade that is closer to my skin tone? Of course. But I did want to give this a fair shot, knowing that the shade isn't right for me, but the formula I kind of like. My skin looks nice when I put it on. I have this dry patch here, and the dry patch that I have right here in the corner of my eye has returned. So now I do know what the culprit is. The last time this happened was when I used my retinol. And then that was a few months ago, then I gave my retinol a little bit of a break and I used it for the first time the other day, and guess what appeared? I have a dry patch right here and also under my eye, which is strange because I do not apply my retinol under my eye. It seemed to maybe have like traveled there, but the strangest thing of all is that it's only on this side of my face. So I don't know what is going on there. It's not a very strong retinol at all, but the last time this happened, it took weeks and weeks for this dry patch to go away. Not on my cheek, but right here in my eye. So when we try this concealer, just keep that in mind that I have this very wrinkly dinkly looking dry patch right in the corner there, which annoys me. It's so gross. So I don't find this foundation to be overly glowy. I just find it to have a very natural look to it. And I like the way my skin looks when I wear it. It does feel hydrating. It's not clinging to this dry patch that I have over here, which is great news. There's really nothing wrong with it. I just don't know why it doesn't bring me joy like the Givenchy does. I love that serum foundation. I don't know what it is. Probably the shade, maybe? I don't know. Let's move on to this It Cosmetics Do It All concealer. Funny story about this concealer. So I'll show you. It's got the spongy tip. I thought we were over the spongy tips, but anyway, it's got like a few little holes that the product comes out of. And I'm sorry it's not perfect because I did have a little oopsie with this. When I first got it, I was turning the bottom. You got to click this for the product to come out. And I was just curious, you know, how much product would come out, and I wasn't planning on using it. I don't know. I was just curious. So I was clicking, and it says to click for about a minute. So I was turning and turning and turning. I got bored and I turned my head to look at something and I kept on clicking. And then when I looked back, it had oozed out everywhere. At that point, I thought, well, just apply it. Because it was all over my hands, I just picked it up with my fingertips and I just slapped it on. All right. I wasn't even careful. Definitely had over applied it. And that's all I had on my face. And then I threw a little bit of this Haus Labs on. That's it. And it was my birthday on the weekend. People were FaceTiming me. And everyone's like, wow, your makeup looks so great. And I'm like, but I'm not even wearing makeup. And then I remembered I had sloppily added only these two products on my face. I thought, oh, okay. So I thought, why don't you go take a look in the mirror and see what's going on? And this is very, very smooth. At the end of the day, I've never seen creasing like this before, ever, ever, ever. I want to know if it's because I over applied it or not. So this is called the Do It All Concealer because it plumps, it conceals, it hydrates, and it brightens, and it claims to be completely creaseless. It's a medium coverage with a radiant finish. Definitely a radiant finish. And this does have hyaluronic acid and niacinamide in it. So if those ingredients do not do well under your eyes, then keep that in mind. Try and twist this very carefully. There we go. Now it's out. So it's kind of hard to control how much comes out. So I picked up the shade Light Medium Neutral 230, and that's the shade there. And it's a pretty good shade for me. It's a little on the warmer side. But now that I'm looking at it, one little click, two clicks, it's so hard to gauge how much product is going to go under your eye. So for that reason, I would not recommend swiping this under your eye because you run the risk of over applying, and that is a big, big no-no. So I'm just going to pick it up with my pinky and add it that way. I'm not going to use color corrector because I didn't use color corrector on the weekend when I added mounds of this to my eyeballs. It felt very nourishing and it looked really, really good at first. I avoided putting product directly to this spot right here that has that dry patch. So this seems to be a good amount that I applied, but from what I can see in the mirror, I could probably take some more, apply some more, and I'm going to directly on my brush. And now I'm going to try and oh gosh, this very, very crepey dry patch with my pinky. Let me get my lids in the inner corner here. I think I need to get a little bit closer, so I've just whipped out my mirror, which is very dirty. Oh no, I'm so sorry. You know what? I do need more. So let's click and get just a little bit more. It does feel hydrating. It's doing a nice job concealing. This shade, it might be a little bit dark for me. So this isn't looking as good as it did on the weekend with the Oopsie application. So this is a radiant finish. So you don't get like a matte look or a dry down for that matter. You know, I'm regretting not putting a color corrector on. I definitely need a color corrector. For me to get more coverage, I'd have to add a lot more product, but then that's not a good idea either to pile this on. It is so hydrating and lots of skincare ingredients in there that if you over apply it, then it becomes a goopy mess. I did not powder on the weekend, but today I think I will. I'm going to quickly powder with the Givenchy pressed powder in 03 Voile Rosé. I have been loving this powder. Very, very convenient to have the Givenchy back, but in pressed form. So easy, so not messy. And I have been reaching for this a lot. I've also been testing out the Kosas loose powder. I have mixed feelings about it, and I am working on putting together my April roundup, but I still need to test out a few of the products I tried in April because there were so many because of the Sephora sale. That might be a little delayed because I won't do a favorites or fails video unless I'm satisfied with my opinion on it or have used the products enough to form an opinion that I would share with you. We're powdered just in the T-zone. And now I think I want to move on to the Haus Labs. So I picked up the shade Glassy Ginger, and it's a beautiful shade. gorgeous. I do have another one. Hang on, let me grab it. The other one I have is Glassy Pomelo, another gorgeous shade, just so you can see the difference. So this one has more of a like neutrally vibe to it, which I'm really loving for blushes right now. This is a nice formula, but I don't find it glassy. There isn't really a high shine to it. It's beautiful, don't get me wrong, but I don't know where they get the glassy part from. In my opinion, I just don't see it. So I'm not gonna apply any bronzer today. I just want you to get a really good sense of the shade and what it looks like. I'm just gonna use my finger. This is very easy to apply with your finger. I love this shade, and I don't think I'm gonna add a little bit more. I don't think you even really need a bronzer with this shade. Oh, we have new neighbors. I've never seen them before. They're from Winnipeg. That's what I hear. That's the word on the street. Sorry, one second. I have to be Snoopy. Snoopy neighbor. It's a bunch of like young guys, like early 20s, and there's lots of cars. So I wonder if they've all kind of moved here, maybe for uni. I don't know. Anyway, I love that you're able to apply this with your finger. You can use a brush, of course, because some people don't like using their fingers to apply their makeup, and I totally understand that. But it's beautiful. There's a sheen to it, but it's not glass, okay? And when you have a name like Glassy, I hate to harp on that, but it's a little misleading if you ask me. But gorgeous, like a dewy, juicy finish to it. And like I said, this shade is very much like a bronzery type of shade where you wouldn't necessarily need bronzer. I think it just makes me look healthy, alive, cute. It looks really cute. I really love this. And as kind of glowy and sheeny as it is, you do feel a tack when you touch it, but it's not sticky. So I like that. Looks so pretty. These you can also use on the lips. Let's do that. I love the pomelo on my lips because it's a little bit pinkier, peachier. This one's good too. The new NARS eyeshadow sticks. I got two shades, Laguna and Ablaze, and I gotta tell you, the outer packaging, it's not very heavy. It seems like pretty cheap, to be honest with you. I don't know, when I touch it, it kind of echoes. It doesn't feel substantial at all. Anyway, thought I'd point that out. Let me quickly swatch these for you. This here is Laguna, and this one right here is Ablaze Champagne Shimmery shade. These come in two formulas, a matte and a shimmering. The two I picked up are the shimmering because the matte shades were pretty basic and a little bit dark. And I can see them working as more of like a liner or like a smokiness along the lash line. And I don't know, they didn't speak to me really. So that's why I wanted to try out the shimmering shades. And if I really like them, maybe I'll go back and pick up maybe like an espresso cut, like a dark brown or a black or whatever. But let's just try these on first. I'm going to apply the Laguna shade first, just all over the lid, and see if this does anything for me. And I'm going to take my finger first, and if that doesn't work, I'm just gonna grab a brush, but my finger seems to work just fine. That's pretty. There is like a nice shimmer to it, almost satiny, but a little bit more than satiny, but not sparkly. I can see a gorgeous golden reflection in there. So obviously it's shimmery. It's not going to be flat. This would be a perfect, beautiful one and done shadow. Gorgeous. I'm actually going to add a very little bit to the lower lash line. So these feel creamy. They glide on really nice. They're supposed to be very long lasting. So you have some playtime, but they do dry down. And I know that based on the swatches. Now I'm going to take the shade called Ablaze and just tuck it in the corner here for a little more shine. And I bet you we could just add it to the center as well, just to add even more brightness to that area. Oh, that's pretty. That's really pretty. I love this. Oh, I do want to mention that the matte shades were existing. the shimmer shades are the newest addition to this line, in case I didn't mention that before. And also I want to show you, after these have had a chance to dry down, that they really, really don't move. These applied beautifully over a powdered lid. So if you're someone who needs to correct their lids and you want to powder before you go in with any shadow, these perform beautifully over powder. No problem. All right, moving on to the Ilia mascara. This is not a new mascara, but they just released a brown shade. This wand has longer bristles on one side, shorter bristles on the other side. I love brown mascara, but sometimes to get the right shade of brown is hard to find. I'm going to start with the shorter side and coat my lashes with that. Oh, these are very pokey bristles, okay? I can feel them. They're very, very stiff. Not that it hurts, but I can definitely feel them pressing against the base of my lashes. I almost had a heart attack because I thought I wasn't recording. But I am. This is nice. I think this is a tubing mascara. It doesn't say it's a tubing mascara, but it does say that it comes off with just water. That to me indicates that it's probably a tubing mascara. I don't know why they don't say. A lot of mascaras are tubing mascaras, and it's not mentioned in the title, in the description, anywhere. So strange. I'm going to dip in here one more time, and I'm going to find the longer side. Where are you? And now I'm going to add some more length with the longer side. So this is a nice and kind of drier formula, which I like, and not messy at all. It's not getting on my lid. If you just want to slap on some mascara with nothing else on your lid one day, there's nothing more annoying than having the mascara smudge along your lash line. This is a very nice mascara, guys. Maybe I can like build it up. Let me see. I'm getting length, I'm getting a lift, and the shade is a nice, rich, dark brown. It's not too red, it's not too light, it's not too dark that it looks like it's black. Enough so that it's not too like stark black, but not too brown. So it's not obvious that you're wearing brown mascara, but it's softer than a black mascara. All right, let me touch these lower lashes. Really nice. Let's move on to the lips. Here are the Merit liners. They are a twist up, which is great, but also at the end here you have a cute little sharpener. So if you have these, don't forget that that's there for you. Now, these are supposed to be more contoury. They're very, very sheer. Just leave a hint of color. Merit is very much that minimalist brand. Most of their products are like that. But this shade right here is Beverly Hills, and this shade right here is Bespoke. Beautiful. And I have these two shades in the Merit Flush Bombs, and I love them so much, which is why I picked these two shades. Also because some others that I was interested in are still unavailable. These are very, very popular. All right, I think I'm going to start with Beverly Hills. So they're very creamy, very, very creamy. And because of that, they glide on very easily. That's a nice shade, almost like the shade of my lips. And I can't tell that I'm wearing a lip liner, so they are very sheer. I'm going to try and color in my whole lip here. It's creamy enough to use all over and not feel dry. If you just kind of like tap and you get that soft, barely there look on your lips for every day. They feel really nice. It looks nice. Let's see, I'm going to try to put some of that Merit gloss on top. I only got one shade in this in Biarritz. I've already swatched this for you guys when I did my Sephora sale haul, but it's a very, very sheer. Like, it's very, very pretty. It's nice and it feels nice, but it didn't necessarily knock my socks off, but it is beautiful. And it's got a little bit of a shimmer to it. I don't know if this shade Biarritz is necessarily a good match for Beverly Hills, but I just want to see if you put the Merit lip liner all over and then add a little bit of gloss, what kind of look you get. very soft, very everyday kind of lip. Really nice. Okay, I'm going to take this off and we'll try Bespoke. This one's darker, but still quite sheer. As sheer as it is against my lip color is giving me a nice contour you can actually see because there's contrast. All right, I like that. That looks really nice. I'm just going to blur it out a little. So that's Bespoke just as a liner. So it does give me a nice contour to my lips. Now I'm just going to fill in my lips with it so you can see what the whole entire lip looks like with this on. It's like a cool mauvey brown. I like this shade too. This one obviously shows up more on me. Really, really pretty. I like this. Okay, I think I'll apply Biarritz on top too, just so you can see what a gloss looks like. Let's get a little shine on these lippers. I like that too. That looks so nice. I'm going to try this Kosas again, just take the opportunity to do that because this one has been hit or miss for me. And I want to make sure that it's okay. You cannot over apply this. Don't spritz too much. Don't spritz too much, or else you run the risk of looking really greasy by the end of the day. But it feels really good, and the spritzer, the mister, is so good too. It feels good, very, very hydrating. So yeah, I'm just taking every opportunity I can to try this one and just to make sure that it's consistent. Oh, I also picked up the KAYALI Utopia Vanilla Cocoa 21, and I'm still forming my opinion on it. So stay tuned for that in a roundup. At first, I don't like it, and then after it settles down, I love it, but then I don't know how long lasting it is, so I have to keep on using this one, but it's a beautiful fragrance, vanilla-y, kind of musky. Wait, let me tell you what the notes are. So we have pear, jasmine, coconut, sandalwood, and vanilla bourbon. Like all of those sound lovely and they smell lovely. But like I said, I'm not sure if I like it when I first spray it on. Usually I know I'm going to love something the second I spray it on, but I guess not all perfume is like that. I don't know. I'll keep you posted. I'll keep you posted on how much I love this. I don't hate it. So that's a plus. Did I get everything? Yes, I think I did. All right. So this one to be determined because, you know, it's okay. I haven't gotten any. Well, yeah, maybe a little bit of creasing. I don't know if this is one you shouldn't powder, but then you have that shine under your eye kind of situation. So I'm going to continue testing this out. It doesn't help that I have this stupid little patch there, but stay tuned on this one. It's not horrible, but I don't know if it's my favorite. The Haus Labs in Glassy Ginger. I love this. Doesn't it look so pretty? It's so pretty and fresh and healthy looking. And on a like day to day, if I'm running out the door and I just want something on my face and I don't want to bother with bronze or anything, this shade is perfect for me. I love this. Real big fan of this one. What else do we have? We have the NARS. Again, the packaging is, I don't know, it's just throwing me off. But anyway, aside from that, these shades I love. They're a perfect pair. Wear them together for this like really simple everyday look, but also you have, you know, the danciness. There's a light reflection to it. It's a beautiful shimmer, but not sparkly. And I think it's gorgeous, quite long lasting. And I do love that you can apply them over powder. The mascara. Okay, so, I mean, not the most volumized lashes I've ever had, but it does a very nice job of separating. Nice lift, nice length. I would say a very nice everyday mascara. And I love the brown shade. That is what I love most about it. And it's not a bad mascara either. I like this for every day. I wouldn't wear this if I really wanted, you know, impactful lashes. Just keep in mind that the bristles, they're a little bit pokey. They're pokey. And yes, these. I love these. Are we done? Are we done? I don't understand people who have to like rev down a residential street. Like, where are you going? People are walking. Like, we know you have a nice fancy car and your engine's really, really loud, but do you have to roar down my street? So annoying. Anyway, go to a parking lot. I don't know, go to the races. Anyway, my little rant is over. All right, and the Merit lip liners. I'm so glad I finally got my hands on these. This isn't a lip liner I would wear with like a full matte lipstick. This is more of like an everyday sheer, very, very natural kind of look that you can fill in your whole lip with and go, or just add a little bit of gloss on top. That's what these are. These aren't, you know, I'm going to put on a bold red lip tonight and, oh, let me whip out my really sheer lip liners. That's not what these are for. What they are for is this beautiful, natural, everyday, very, very soft look, and I love them. All right, that is it. That is all for this video. As always, thank you so much for watching. Please do consider subscribing to my channel if you have not already. Follow me on Instagram, and I will see you in the next one, hopefully. Bye.